Let's get things started. Hello, VOD. Hello, Voidbound. Hello, Perfect You. Hello, 2C Based with a Prime sub. How much lime could 9 nines mine if 9 nines could mine lime? That's a great question. Hello, Sarid. Hello, GX Eclipse. Hello, Ricky J. Hello, Rashay with the first time chat. How's it going? How is everyone doing today? I personally am doing good. I'm excited for our first day of low voltage, which is like a very big milestone in my opinion. Let me sleep real quick and then I'll update you what I've been doing on my own, and then I'm gonna reveal the plan for today, which you should already know. It's very simple. Hello, Nesson with the first time chat. Hello, Scriba. How's it going? I'm gonna skip the end of this song because it's a little loud. We're listening to some Radiohead today. All right, so yesterday I needed to get a bunch of stuff to make our first 3 LV machines, which we're gonna make. And I needed to make a roof over this LV area. And I got all of the required resources via XP crafting and also trapping this one really good villager that gives me 2 steel trades. This guy right here has chain chestplate and chain leggings, and then some like very easy to do later on trades that I can just bust through and refresh everything with. Hello, Flurbin, how's it going? Um, Hello, Ember Sentry. Saw your AE tutorial and followed. Happy to be here. Well, I'm happy you're here. So, today, we are going to get our wire mill, our bender, our assembler, and then we're going to use our assembler and our bender to upgrade our storage. And we're also going to talk about low voltage electricity and the entire electricity system in GregTech as a whole. And I'll give you a little introduction to that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much today. The first thing I want to do is because we are running this with a basic steam turbine. I want to refactor our old steam setup so that way I have some more capacity to move stuff. Specifically, I just want to be able to reorganize a lot of these machines and then get our steam generator in a clean place that I can operate with. The way I'm going to do that first is we're going to make a bunch of steel pipes because that is what I have the most of right now because I've been processing hella steel. So I don't remember what number I settled on, but I'm pretty sure I patterned it. I just want 5 large steel pipes. So I'm just gonna auto craft that out. And then we're gonna disassemble that and reassemble this in it's a much better way than it is currently, because it's a little diabolical that it's looking like this right now, I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, it just macerated my chest, didn't it? Awesome. Alright, fair enough. Fair game. Hello, Blad Guru with the Prime sub. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I just got out of work and heading out to do some shopping. Hyped to watch some Superflat. I'm hyped you're here, my friend. I have been enjoying this Superflat a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot while I was away. And it's nice to be able to finally put the progress back in. I think our audio is bugged. Or, oh no, my cat sat on my audio interface and changed all my settings. I hope that my mic, how does my mic sound? Is it quiet right now? Or is it fine? Uh, it looks like it should be fine, but I can't tell. So let's just hope that Newton didn't mess with that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm gonna get this. What machines do we want? We definitely need the forge hammer. That one is important. The extractor, maybe not. We'll need rubber eventually. Compressor, we definitely need the alloy smelter as well. So I'll just leave the macerator right here. And then we need to make sure that the steam can vent on all sides, so do that. And then we can put our automation back on the top. Or can we? There we go. Oh, just barely avoided blocks that I would not be able to go through. Can I get up here by any chance? Aim labs. Ugh. Okay. Gotta love the early game machine piles. Well, now we've cleaned it all up, which is nice. That's a little weight off right there. Let me put these molds go in the smelter. I guess this goes in the macerator. This will be forge hammer outputs, and then I will just get this trap chest, put that here, and put the excess machines here. Alrighty. From here, I'm going to just attach my steam turbine right there. And then let's get this powered up with some diamond dust, which we'll need to run all of today's stuff. We're out of steam entirely. Let me catch up with chat. That's one way to get wood pulp. Yeah. Bladguru says, I've been watching your VODs and they've been really nice, as well as your vids. Mostly lurk though. Well, I'm glad that you said hello today. Welcome, Bladguru, and thank you for the follow and the sub and all of that. I appreciate you. So, we only have one steam turbine today, which means 1 amp, which means we can use 1 times tin cable for now. This is this is not a permanent solution, what we're doing right now. However, I do need this to get my processing machines going, and just to get the basic stuff like the wire mill and the bender, and to immediately get our most efficient material conversion rates as soon as possible. So, obviously, the first important machine is to get the basic wire mill, and this thing creates wires from metal, and it does it at a much better rate. I think it was 4 ingots to 1 wire previously, and now it's 1 to 2. So, or maybe it's 2 ingots to 1 wire, and now it's 1 to 2. So it's like 4 times better roughly. So let's go craft that out. I will just do this by hand because we don't really need much. We do need 10 steel plates. We need 2 cast iron plates. We have that. I'm gonna move some stuff away from my inventory. What is going on with the Radiohead right now? Oh, I've never heard Desert Island Disc. That's a weird one. We need 24 ingots worth of plates of copper, and that's for our 16 wire, which is kind of diabolical, but it is a recipe that we're going to have to do for now. And 12 of these iron ingots are going to be turned into rods. Ooh, we need some more redstone. Do we have any lying about? Not enough. There is XP crafting for it, which I think we're going to have to do. Hello, average Greg Tech noob. How's it going? I'm doing well. How about you? Poverty Gaming. Is this nightly? Yeah, this is nightly 544. We have cast iron instead of wrought iron. I don't know why they did that. I don't feel like weird about it though. I think wrought iron didn't make any real life sense, but I don't know. I don't know the reality behind it. Does anyone know anything about how wrought iron and cast iron are made in real life? That could give us some answers. All right, we have not heated up the steam boiler quite enough. So we're gonna have to do these crafts a little piecemeal for now. My time away was good. My time away was very, very good. I ate a lot of good food. Life was good. I already have 7 copper wire, which is nice. So let's go XP craft out some of our redstone. Why is it doing this with the recipes where it's like not showing me the full, there we, it's so weird. We're also missing some buckets here. Let me go repurpose them. All right, so the classic XP bucket grind where we're turning XP buckets into some redstone here. That should be enough, honestly. It's very quick to craft these, because it's one bucket to one redstone, which is nice. I'm sure there's another way to farm redstone at this tier, probably a crop. But this seems to be the easiest solution off the rip. All right, let's get back to this. We need 12 iron rods. 4 of which we're going to turn into magnetic iron rods for our motors. And then we need to get our plates going. We already have 7 copper wire, so I probably don't need as many plates as I'm doing right now. Let's do a quick calculation. Is it 1 to 1? 6, so just those 2, I think is good. And then our tin. Nice. Our boiler's heated up. We're getting steam coming through. Life is good. Why are you not going for the redstone crop? Because I don't need too much of it right now. And I'd rather go forward. Like, there's a concept in Greg Tech New Horizons where you can either enjoy yourself and go at your own pace and go slow. Or, if you're me, my own pace is I like to go fast and then I will unlock quality of life later that will make things that I would have done easier, right? So by kind of like picking and choosing your battles and going through at not like a totally optimal forever pace, it allows you to do a lot of stuff that you perhaps, it allows you to save a lot of time on stuff that perhaps would have been annoying at the tier that you were thinking of doing it, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. All right, do we have enough things for 4 motors? What are we missing here? We have tin cables. Do we just need copper wires? Is that it? There we go, 4 electric motors. I think we have LV machine casings somewhere. Let's grab those. Let's make an LV machine hull, and we're gonna need a couple of these. We're gonna need 3 of these exactly, so I might as well just craft these all out to begin with. And then our 2 circuits that we crafted way back in the beginning, way in the end of Steam Age. And that should make our first ever low voltage machine, which is the basic wire mill. And I love this thing. Oh my god, that quest is so huge. Does this give us any circuits as a reward? That would be nice. Potentially. Potentially. 1 to 8 low drop chance. From the internet, cast iron IRL is a liquid iron put into a mold and letting it solidify with a content of 2 to 4% carbon. Okay. That sounds about right. I want to have a little dink water. Cheers. Spill, have a fantastic time at your music festival. I hope you have fun. Okay, so the way this works is a steam turbine makes 1 amp, which is a packet of 32 EU per every tick. This wire mill can take up to 32 EU per tick. And so I'm going to plug this into this cable, which can take 1 amp per tick of EU, of 32 EU, whatever, LV, 1 LV amp per tick. And this basic wire mill is now powering up using this basic steam turbine. And another thing that you want to know right off the bat, is that LV machines and all electronic machines that have electricity in them can explode when exposed to rain or fire, or if you give them a voltage that is too high for them. I can't physically do this yet, but if I were to get an MV generator and plug it into an LV machine, it would explode. So there's a couple of things you need to be careful of, but I do believe we can put our little circuit 1 in here, and that should start printing out copper wire. Look at that go. Oh, it even has a power switch inside it now. That's awesome. We can also use a wrench to dictate what side is the output side. For example, I could do that. And then we can do item auto output, which would just shove them out. Normally you'll do this into like a chest or an inventory and it'll go directly there, but I don't feel like making a barrel right now, which is our only option. So let's get rid of wire mill on my NEI bookmarks. Insert EBF exploding clip here. Yeah, real, exactly. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Brando. Yeah, let's get the rest of our stuff going. So we need to make now a basic bending machine. Everyone loves explosions, just not for the right reason. Is there a right reason to love explosions? That's a new one. And Neutron Jump with a Prime sub. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right. What do I need cast iron for? Probably nothing anymore. So we do need to make some circuits right now. I'm going to just assemble this little by little here. Let's first go through and make all the components and stuff that we might need. So we need to collect 52 copper wire, 14 tin cable. I've been buying tin cable in bulk from the vending machine, so we should be good on that. So I can get rid of that. But we do need a lot of this copper wire. So 26 ingots worth at least. 1952. I'm just gonna put a bunch in. I'm sure we'll need more. I heard your main Scream theme on VOD and it's so good. I hope Dream approves. Hello, GTNH Jews. First time chatter. I am very proud of it. I hope it gets some traction as well. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that. But yes. And then I think that's genuinely all I need for that. We just need to get crafting some circuit parts. And because I'm going to need 6 circuits in total, why don't we just pull up a new NEI page and do them all at once? Because I don't think there's anything in there that gets material efficiency bonuses other than like 1 or 2 steel plates, maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means we need the right resistor recipe, which is going to be charcoal dust, non-annealed copper, and slime balls is what we're going to do for now. Although we could easily do sticky resin, which I think that's actually a little more responsible. We have the red alloy cable already. Circuit boards we'll need. There we go. It's not too bad. Vacuum tubes are the worst. I hate these things. Look at this recipe. I thought I was subbed already. I had to resub. Keep up the great content. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, and thank you for popping in. Hello, World Map. Hello, Devtron. I hate to ask, have you gotten to sleep this streaming time? I got a little bit of sleep this time. My jet lag is slowly fixing itself. It was really bad last stream. I was like losing it. And I was gonna go rock climbing afterward, and then I realized that I just would not be safe on the road. Like, it was just not good. All right, we need to macerate some glass here. I'm just gonna get a bunch of this going because I'm sure we'll need some later. Rip DT990 Pro. Uh-oh. What do we do? Oh, I don't wear the headphones anymore. They're too clunky. I like the earbuds because they look a little more sleek. And there we go. There's a stack of copper wires. That's nice. We can also do some different circuits. Why don't I explain circuits now? I think that's a good idea. So wire mills, all GT machines have this little non-consumable thing called a programmed circuit. And what it does is it allows one input to be made into potentially multiple different recipes. So currently you can see one graphene dust on circuit 1 gets turned into a 1 times graphene wire. If you go to circuit 2, it's 2 graphene dust into 2 times graphene wire, and so on. For the 4 times, 8 times, there's 12, and there's 16. And that's kind of how that works for the entire game. So if we were to look for a fine copper wire recipe, that's on circuit 3. And for all metals, that is in fact on circuit 3. We need 24 of this, which is not that much. I'm just going to go 8 here, and then we can shift and scroll to change the program circuit. We can also right click and left click to increment and decrement it, and then shift right click clears it. I prefer scroll personally, but you know, it is what it is. There's some vacuum tubes. Hey, Delay, how's it going? I hate when I keep forgetting to update the circuit before loading mats. Yeah, that is the thing. You'll get used to it after a while. It's like it's become ingrained in my fiber, like my being at this point, to know what circuit I need ahead of time. All right, while this is happening, let's see if I need to prepare any other mats. I have a feeling we're going to need to do some red alloying, which I am not excited about, but we'll have to do it anyway. Oh yeah. So we need 12 red alloy bolts, and the fastest way to do that right now is just to do the old-fashioned cutting recipe. We don't and will not have a lathe for a little bit, although I realized I was cooking up ways to do automatic XP ore berry crafting into various resources. I realized that I need a lathe for it because I need a transfer node in order to make the automation work, which requires an ender pearl screw, which is a lathe, and then the rod is a lathe. So unfortunately, we'll have to get my deepest, worst enemy, the lathe, sometime soon. And we do not have enough redstone currently. So let's just craft out a little bit more. Oh, I'm running out of space in my inventory. Need to fill the emptiness after finishing stargates. There's no emptiness. It's just more stargates. There's never any emptiness. All right, let's cook that up in our little alloy smelter there. Wire mill has already done its duty. I think we're good on this for now, so I'll just let that craft through. I'll leave that there. We'll probably want to get the alloy smelter multi. There's a couple of multi-block structures that I'm really interested in getting. One of them is a new one. This is the Steam Hearth, which is a GregTech multi-block furnace, which is really cool. Apparently it's really damn good, and I'm gonna make the steel version because bronze is actually, believe it or not, much more expensive and annoying to make than steel for me. That's gonna be on the list. And I was thinking also the steam alloy smelter, the steam fuser as it's called, which I also think is pretty cool. 8 parallels, extra speed, less steam usage. It's just really good all around. All right, we got that. Abyss, I can show you guys the design later. I did make a design for this last night. I posted it on my Discord. I will in fact I have a fully automatic way, no player involvement whatsoever, to make XP ore berries turn into copper, which means that if I set up one of those crop managers with my ore berries, then I could have fully passive copper, which would be great. So good. All right, those are the bolts. Let's go back to the circuits here. What am I missing? 102 copper wire. 19 copper wire, 18. Okay, we're actually very close to being able to do this. Let's get our sticky resin. Charcoal dust, steel, whatever the heck those are. I have charcoal somewhere. Yeah, that's my charcoal. And then let's get some more copper to turn into wires. Shaman Liwar. Hello, thank you for the prime sub. I appreciate you. How you doing, my friend? Alrighty, back to circuit 1. What am I doing? Forge hammering this and then macerating charcoal. We're probably gonna run out of steam, but you know, it is what it is. First time to catch a live. Love the content. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Can't wait to update to 2.9 when it comes out. All these new changes look super exciting. Yeah, I thought 2.9 was gonna be. I feel like at some point I felt like it was going to be disappointing. There were some things that didn't make it in that I really wanted to. Maybe it was 2.8 that I was thinking about. But yeah, there's so much stuff in 2.9. It is actually very impressive what the devs have been cooking. Okay, we have everything we need, I think. It'll be nice to go to like a stable 2.9, although stable is always in quotation marks because there's always something. Like I remember my first playthrough was 2.6.1, and there was a bug where anytime you went in the Twilight Forest and passed Naga Stone, like a specific Naga Stone, your game would just crash. Your server would crash. It was called Naga Stone, and that didn't get an update for the longest time. I don't know what they were cooking there. Okay, so here's our 6 circuits that we will need. I think I've gotten everything. And any auto crafting just knocks it out of the park as per usual. I'm gonna just quick stack all the rest of this stuff back to where it needs to go. And then let's get back to working on this bender. What do I need? A little bit of redstone, rubber sheets. Oh, wait, that's just tin cables, which I should have. There we go. More copper wire, always. Redstone and steel rods. Okay, I think I should have everything I need to craft this through. Ideally. What am I missing? Required crafts, available items. Oh, okay. I need to turn that into that. Let's just go all in on this copper, honestly. Been playing StarTech meantime while the Greg has been cooking. Yeah. Been watching this He-Man ad for the 20th time on Twitch. I agree with you on Twitch ads. I'm so sorry. I hate them just as much as you do. Unfortunately, they're just a part of the program. All right, let us put some music on. I'm gonna go with the very classic Nujabase playlist. How is my audio balance? Is everything sounding okay? Is everything sounding about normal? I'm kind of scared now because I think I didn't recheck my audio bounce after my cat was laying all over my interface. So I'm not convinced that everything is okay. Okay. Oh, Newton. All right, we need 12 more of that. Then 4 more magnetic rods, which will turn into 4 electric motors. 2 of these will turn into pistons. So we need some small steel gears as well as more steel plates. 1, 2 small steel gears, and then that should be everything. This is going to be our first GregTech electric piston. These are always tiered. You always have pistons for every tier of the game. And I should get actually a quest for grading our first piston. There we go. I gotta fix this quest thing. That is huge. Yep, that is a quest. And then, is that everything? That is literally everything. Boo, he's bad. We want a bender. Here is our LV bending machine. Very nice. Saving metal with bending. Now, unfortunately, currently, I only have 1 basic steam turbine, which means that I cannot run 2 of these machines at the same time. Simply put, I can only make 1 amp out of 1 steam turbine. We can look at some of these recipes. So some of these recipes do not take as much EU per tick as others. This only takes 4 EU per tick. So technically, we could run 8 of these on 1 steam turbine. So I guess if we have specific recipes that allow us to do multiple at the same time, I can juggle these recipes theoretically, but it's not the simplest thing ever. All right, we can get rid of the bending machine now, and now we can go on to the big boy, which is the assembling machine. This thing is used for all sorts of recipes. Like when I say all sorts, I mean it. There are 6,404 different recipes in the LV assembler alone. Let's see, in the 10,362 in the proper assembler. That is insane. One recipe I'd like to highlight is a recipe to create chests. This one, this. There's 2 of them. This is the bad recipe. This is the first recipe you'll see in NEI. Do not do this recipe, okay? This takes 40 seconds, and it has a total EU cost of 32,000. 3,200. This recipe, which is the much better recipe, is, what is that, 8 times faster? It's 5 seconds as opposed to 40 seconds and uses less EU. There is literally no downside to using this recipe. So that is one thing I want to highlight to you guys. That is like a pet peeve of mine, that recipe exists. I genuinely don't know why, but you know, it is what it is. All right, let's get back to it. I have tin cable, so I should be good on that. We just need some redstone dust. I have all the copper wire we need. I genuinely think we should be able to just knock this out. Maybe we need a couple more rubber sheets, but we now have the bender. So the bender is pretty revolutionary for a couple of different things. There's no way we only need 6 steel plates. I guess we do. But one of them is turning rubber bars into rubber sheets. So currently, or before this, our only way to get rubber sheets was a 2-to-1 recipe in the alloy smelter. This is bad. It's slow. Right now, we have a new recipe that we can use, which is the bender recipe. And again, we're going to use our programmed circuits, circuit 1. And look how fast that is, and that's 1-to-1. That's 1-to-1, baby. We're getting bent. We are getting bent. And we'll need that for conveyor belt later. All right, let's go craft out our redstone. I think that's all we got to do. Have you done any nether mining? We are not going to the nether on this playthrough. And there is no mining because I'm on Superflat. Which is actually perfect because I don't like mining in general. Mining is not my thing. So this run, although it is like, you know, it's kind of diabolical to like have to get all my resources in these weird ass ways, at least I don't have to go mining. Bender, I hardly know her. Someone had to say it, Flurbin. Someone had to say it. Okay, that is exactly 40 redstone. I think that might be exactly what we needed. Let us see. We're missing 2 steel. Okay, yeah, we need to make a couple more steel plates, and that is okay. Let me go over and show off the bender again. Again, one of my favorite machines. 1-to-1 recipe. Pretty quick at what it does. Better than our forge hammer previously. Look at that thing. Beautiful. Upgrades, people. To be fair though, Brando, this is the Just Craft pack. You know what I'm saying? Should we gamble? We have a couple of quests already. I think once we get our assembler, because the only thing we could gamble technically, oh my gosh, is circuits, which we already have all the ones we need. Maybe like motors and pumps and stuff could be nice. Ooh, or steam turbine. Wait, you can get aluminum ingots from loot bags? Could you just gamble your way into MV? Wait, what? Why does this exist? I mean, let's go gambling. After I get the assembler, we're gonna go gambling. How about that, chat? Till I see sunshine. Alrighty. Is Stargate possible? The goal of the run is Stargate. It is possible with our rule set, given that I will be bending the rules if we need to, absolutely. So there are some occasions where we might need to get resources from other dimensions, which were not in the rule set. But you know, we'll just see how it goes. 10 electric motors in 1 craft. This is gonna be nice. Oh, resources. We need 2 small steel gears to turn into 2 pistons, which we've already done. And then these pistons, we're going to turn into 2 robot arms, which is like the pinnacle of components. These things take circuits, pistons, motors. They are like extremely dense crafts, these things. So never sleep on the old robot arm. Hello, King Cam. Cheers. Oh yeah, I forgot about snowbells. You're absolutely right. MV might just be a blast. We also need to make conveyor modules, which is what we had these other 2 electric motors for. So let's get that quest as well. You're gonna hate this, number 1. And that is a long line of different quests to make components. We still haven't made the pump, and I don't think I'm gonna do that today, but we'll see. And that should be everything we need to make our first assembler at low voltage. These three machines are exactly what you want as soon as you start low voltage. And I mean, I'll show you why in a bit, but let's grab this. And there we go, our last machine for today. Yeah, actually, get hype. Let's get some hype in the chat, for real. I'm just gonna slap this down right here. It is what it is, you know? I feel like I remember that having a different texture, but maybe I'm just tweaking. Here's our basic assembling machine, the goat of all goats. I'm gonna show you a couple recipes real quick. We are going to use this assembling machine to upgrade our main storage, and there's a couple of recipes that I want to go over. For example, I'm gonna make some barrels today. The old barrel recipe is this, which is really annoying. These wood planks take a really long time to make. So this, which cuts those in half, is great. And then also these iron barrels and the steel barrels are much cheaper in the assembler than they are in the shaped crafting. So those are the two things we're going to leverage with the assembler currently. And then, yeah. Let's see, what do I need for all of this? 17 barrels is 17 chests, which we also now have a new recipe for. That will be 34 oak planks and 34 oak logs, which I'll grab over here. We also need 34 wood planks. Luckily, I crafted these out knowing that we'd need them tomorrow. Today is tomorrow. Grab that, and then we need, okay, we just have enough steel as well. I think that's everything. On a previous playthrough, I got it very late in LV. It was very painful. Yeah, it's nice to have this early. So we're gonna go immediately no circuit and grab these chests, which will take a little bit of time. But it's much more efficient than our previous recipe, which is this with all the flint and all that stuff. In 2.9, you can get barrels from villages. I have disabled village names, which is the mod that allows you to do that. I do not like that mod. I think it's in talks about getting removed from the pack as well, so that is something you should probably know. All right, that is making, what is that making? That is making 800 liters of steam per second. Basic steam turbine takes almost twice that. So we will need to upgrade our boiler tank soon. And by soon, I mean very soon. What is that chest? That quest? I've not seen that one before. Anyway, let's get gambling, obviously. I'm gonna claim all of our loot bags. Ooh, 2 electronic circuits with that. Let's throw our coins in the vending machine. Grawis with the first time chat. Everyone's hyped for gambling, obviously. Alrighty. So, from this loot bag, we can technically get a lot of garbage, but there's a couple of good things that I want, like LV machines down here. The basic gas and steam turbines would be nice. A basic macerator and centrifuge would also be nice. Some aluminum ingots would go crazy. Circuits are always good. Electric motors, pumps, and other components are fine, but we can always make those ourselves. So let's see what we get. What the hell? Rough brownstone? Gaia wart seeds. I don't know what that is. Awesome. Imp skin 2.0. Cool. We got some bullshit today. Book and quill and glowflower seeds. And internal storage, Steve Carts. All right, so we were 0 for 6. That was terrible. I am deleting everything. Actually, I'll keep some of this stuff. Rough brownstone. Get rid of that. Get it out of here. Oh, so it's Terrawort. Okay, understood. All right, let's get our chests in here. So circuit 2 with this should give us our barrel recipe. And one sec. I'm going to clear out my inventory while this crafts and switch the songs up. I'm starting a new run with Jaylee's. How can I deactivate that mod? Yeah, just delete the jar file is what I would recommend. I would also go in and delete default server list.jar while you're at it. It'll get rid of the huge spam page of all the random servers that they give you at like off the rip, and I hate that mod. I understand why it exists and why it's in the pack, but I do not like it. Growis, you might be able to play GTNH, honestly. I know you just said that your PC isn't the best, but it is optimized better than vanilla Minecraft in most cases, I think. So I would give it a try. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's grab this, and that should be a quest. There we go. The future is here. Where does that even exist? Is that in the Steam Age? It is. I also wonder, can we still exchange our old loot bags for higher tier ones? Because I swear I had a bunch of, yeah, there we go. Those are our Steam loot bags. I guess I can assemble them into LV bags. Gotta love the quest plank refund. Okay, let's go. There's our barrels. I'm going to upgrade these. That is 30 EU per tick, so I won't be doing anything else while that happens. And then I need to do a bunch of iron ingots into plates. What is this glowflower seeds, and do I want it really that bad? Shimmerleaf and cinder. Okay. All right, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll be good. I tried and didn't work. Oh, unfortunate. I'm gonna shove this into some random Thaumcraft related chest, and I'm never gonna look at it again. All right, let's gamble again. Oh, that's kind of I'll take that. That's good. 12 red alloy ingots and 13 bronze. It's not bad. One spawn ocelot. Let's go. And one more glowflower seeds. All right. Thanks, man. Awesome. Why did I get a diesel cell? Huh. It seems like it could be useful at some point. All right, to make these iron barrels, we need to do a lot of this. 96, which is... I think that'll make enough. Yeah. Let's also make our steel barrel and start eating, because my ass is slow again. I remember times when I played modded Minecraft with like 10 FPS when I was younger. Yeah. I remember Sky Factory 3. I still want to go back to that pack. That shit was goated. Cooked turkey. Let's make our steel barrel, which is 1, 2, 3 double steel plates. 30 EU per tick, so I gotta wait till everything else is done. Ooh, let's also make the golden lasso later. Do I? Yeah, I can do this. I can 100% do this. Golden lasso will definitely be on the list today. Hey, Nine, how's the new boilers? Uh, what new boilers? Oh, the GT boilers? I actually haven't made these yet. They look kind of expensive. 40,000 liters of steam with one coal at 40,000 liters per second. Is that one coal per second? That's kind of crazy. I can't tell if this would be good. Genuinely. Someone would need to run the math for me. All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick, and then I'm going to grab this recipe, which I'm just gonna reset the circuit just in case. It's gonna take us a second, but we're gonna get a steel barrel, which I'm gonna use to contain all of our like main crafting stuff. Like it's gonna be our big boy chest because it has 72 slots in it. So let's grab this and plop it down in our new storage area. And then I'll start moving items in a sec. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What am I doing? Did not mean to do that. Ironic. So let's move the contents of this chest up into there. That looks about right. Let me get rid of the silver there. Yeah, I think that's a good amount of stuff. So steel barrel is like gold barrel in terms of space? I have no clue. I don't know the barrel sizes off the top of my head, but I'm guessing it's similar. I think diamond barrel is still the best, but like I don't think we can do that until MV. I'm also gonna grab all these things and put those in that barrel because this is nice. Ooh. That is maybe not enough space. That looks about right. I guess we'll wait on the rest. How many hours so far for a run like this? I've been kind of taking it slow, maybe. Well, maybe not. Let's see how long. 51 hours so far, which is definitely nothing to scoff at, for sure. But nothing too crazy, I would say. Oh no! I can no longer put torches on the head slot. Did they patch that? Is there a slot where I can? No. No. Rip the torch head slot. You were loved. Oh. That's the Galacticraft slot. I mean, I do have an offhand, technically. My boy. Look how they massacred my boy. Wait. Ability to equip blocks and torch. Uh-oh. Why did I just hear a power fail? Oh, we're out of steam. Sheesh. It ran entirely dry on Steam. It's in baubles right below model. Cosmetic armor. Oh, okay. All right, it's still there. We can still wear our torch hat. Okay, it's been saved. Oh, and I can even turn. Oh my god. Okay. All right, they upgraded it. That's awesome. But does it give light though? It seems to. It works. How did you get diamonds? I got them from trading. You can get them from Thumbcraft villagers. But I'm also fairly sure you might be able to loot them. Could be wrong though on that front. All right, let's destroy a hammer. 2%. Any plans on doing peck trading? I think I'm gonna put that off until the last possible moment. I do not want to deal with peck trading currently, but I will if I have to, is the moral of the story. There's iron barrels. Let's start grabbing quests here. Steam Age loot bag. Coins, probably fine. I don't know what I want out of this. 49 redwood sapling? Jeez. And then what else? Okay, LV. Okay, LV loot bag here. Can I get flame string in blaze powder? I think blaze powder I can. How do you get flame string? And is this going to be something that I'm going to want in the near future? Fiery bowstring. I don't think I care. I think I'm good. All right. Hope that's not a mistake. Uh-oh. There we go. More gambling. Always more gambling. What else is there to do but gambling? All right, let's do that and that. All right, now with our 16 iron barrels, I'm going to finally set up a decent storage system that we can sit with for the rest of LV. Storage is always so, it's such a tough topic in the beginning of the game because you can either go all out and like waste your time a little bit, or you can just be a little bit janky with it for the entirety of the pack until you get AE2 and then just tough it out, and then it's fine normally. I don't know. It's up to you. We're gonna do something that's at least like presentable so that way you guys can enjoy what's going on without having to look at my chest monsters, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just probably not that enjoyable to look at. I'm gonna do all the organization on my own time, I think. Unless you guys really, really want to see that. I guess we do have some time to do that. But we did upgrade our storage and we used our bender and assembler in specific ways to get our good recipes. Novachef, hello, 18 months. Oh my lord, tier 1 sub. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Got 82 in my Superflat and now it's still jank as I've not cleaned up. Yeah. That is kind of a classic. So you know what? We have some time. I'm gonna clean up a little bit around here. Let's just gamble this. Nothing big. I can start moving the food chest, very obviously. Let's get rid of these torches as well. These iron barrels are not as big as I feel like they should be. I guess they're the size of large chests, maybe? I'm missing one row, though. We definitely need to do golden lasso soon after this. I'm just gonna grab this now while we're here. Let's put the wood chest right here. I like that idea. Okay. That's a new quest. Interesting. Forestry Carpenter unlocks better storage. Oh, I don't want to do the binnies thingies, the compartments. Those things are so laggy. It's actually ridiculous how they programmed those binnies compartments. I think that's been fixed recently, but like, holy moly. Okay, I do see these barrel sizes. Yuya on the compartment sucks anyway. Yeah, those things are terrible. Do not use the barrels or the binnies, whatever those things are. Compartments, I think is what they're called. Oh my god. So diabolical. Slowly working through our chest monster. You ever wonder why it's called lubricant when they really just when it's really lubricant? Chat, I want you to find this Nobushep guy. That was terrible. That was diabolical, Nova. Guess we could just put that there. Where would a hopper go? Maybe in here. Glass maybe in here. Tools, wool. Chest monster is almost dealt with, which is nice. I'll be in downtown DC next week. That's awesome. Let's do greenery right here. crafting stations sort of fix it. I think the issue was the programming on those Benny's compartments was ridiculous. Someone like looked into it and explained it to me. I'm not a very technical guy, but apparently every single time the Benny's compartment was updated at all, it would count from 0 to like 144 just to check how many slots it had one at a time. Every single time it was ticked, it would go, okay, I have 1 slot, I have 2 slots, I have 3 slots, all the way up to 144, or like whatever amount of slots that it had. It was so diabolically coded. I just, even I understood that that shit was something else right there. Will you make a Steely Franks farm for automated steel later? Probably. Probably. Actually, you know what? Let's put these crystals in, I don't know, maybe all the way up here. And then this will just be like building blocks and shit. Why is iron wire in here? Good job, 9. Mob drops there. Alright, I think I'm happy with that organization for now. I will keep cleaning up the chest monster as I go. I think it's time that we go try to get the golden lasso. I mean, we'll do 2 at a time. We'll do golden lasso and then we'll get back to it, because I think I need a little bit of brain activity after all of that. So we're gonna make a couple of these. The golden lasso is... Actually, let me restart that for the video. One thing that we haven't done is made the golden lasso in the assembler. So I am going to figure out what we need to make this happen, which shouldn't be that much. I'm going to make a couple of these because these are really good for just holding on to mobs when you need them. And then we also need, I think, 4 gold ingots, which might be harder than it looks like. We'll see. Oh, we actually have some, so we're good. Do we have ender pearls? That is another good question. I think we have it from villager trading. Yes, we do. King Camp says, oh, by the way, you put leather with your food. Okay, good call. Should it go there, chat? It feels like it kind of should. I guess I could put it with a mob drops chest. Circuit 3 for the fine wire, and then let's gamble. Steel hammer. Sharpness 2. Cool. Yeah, those Project Red autocrafters were also incredibly laggy. We, Cadus fixed them. There was something in their programming that was very simple fix, but... Alright, we just put ender pearls and fine gold wire into the assembling machine, and that should be our first couple of golden lassos. These things are fantastic. I'll show you exactly what they do. I could even nab Donkey right now. Donkey, you're mine. That was weird. But now Donkey is stored within the golden lasso, and I can like put him in a backpack and deploy him when I need him, essentially. These have no durability. They're very chillax. They're very good for moving things like villagers and all passive mobs. They don't work on enemy mobs. And these don't stack, so I guess I'll just auto output in whatever direction. Portable reusable spawn egg. Pretty much. That's close. Let's grab our good steel villager. I don't know, where do we want to put him? I mean, he's pretty good where he's at, right? But let me just put him in a more long-term spot, I guess. I guess I could just slap him right next to the emeralds. That would be kind of funny. There he is, hidden away. My steel trade villager. Put him on double carpet? What does that mean? Donkey we will remember. Oh yeah, true. I almost forgot about Donkey. Rip Donkey. Alright, let's finish moving these chests, I guess. Give me the drawer, please. There we go. Where do I want to hide these drawers is the real question. Maybe like just back there. That is Donkey too. Electric Boogaloo. It's to disable mobs AI to reduce lag. So true. That is another level of optimization that I am not ready for. While we're here, I do think I have a couple more crops loot bags that would be like it would be awesome if we could get a battery buffer. So maybe we gamble that today. Also, we could just make a battery buffer proper for our little Steam setup over there. It's probably a good idea long term. All right, that's out of the way. Let's see what quests are on the horizon. Basic lathe seems like a good idea. We do need to make an EBF soon, which should actually not be that hard. More burger. I think the quest book is a little bugged out. It's telling me that I have a quest that I just simply do not have. And it's telling me that it's going to give me 16 ruby ore for it. I am not going to claim this because that seems a little messed up, honestly. Is there any way I could generate ruby ore at this point in the game? I don't think so. Whoa, 2 enchanted crops loot bags. Enough said. Little nickel ore. Some crop sticks. No way, chat. No way. That's so good. I cannot explain to you how good it is that we just got that. I let me show you what else we have that makes that incredibly balling. We might set this up today because do these explode in rain? Should I put glass over this? So if you have been following the Superflat series, we gambled a couple of basic crop managers, which are a very, very low chance in the crop loot bag. I think this is a either 0.69, less than 1%, or point like even half of that. And this is also a very low drop chance, and we finally got it. And this will allow us to power our basic crop manager. So, okay, Pretty Princess Kitty is saying they very much do explode. I'm kind of wondering how Pretty Princess Kitty came to this conclusion, but I'm not gonna ask just so that way they do not get embarrassed. Thanks for letting me know. I am gonna get some glass in that case, and we're gonna set up a farm. Why not? What am I doing? I need to get to the building blocks chest and get my dirt. We also gonna need a lot of this oak wood plank that I use for building. That's so insane. That is so insane that we got that. I'm gonna put this like right in the corner of this here because I don't think we need to do anything over here anymore. 10, 11. I know that the crop manager, the LV crop manager, goes in an 11 by 11 by 5 range. We're gonna put a wall here. And then probably like a border here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just continue that out. Got back into GTNH a few weeks ago and forgot that crop managed to explode. I then no longer forgot shortly after. That is so sad, but very good information to have. I want to have plenty of space for this. I'm going to build this 1, 2. Then we want the head block to go under the undersoil, and then this will be where the first block of soil is. And then I'm just gonna make a 3 by 3 by 3 hole in the middle because I cannot be bothered to do all the logistics. Let's go sleep real quick. What are y'all we going to have this manage? What all are we going... Sorry, that sentence just gave me an aneurysm. I'm so sorry. We are going to be managing essence berries, which I think need line of sight to sky in order to grow naturally. So we're going to need to feed this thing water, which was something we're going to have to set up, but that's okay. Does the crop manager use power with nothing to do? I don't think it does. I think it uses EU on specific operations, which means that having this solar panel at 8 volts should be enough, ideally. We don't know, though. Is that, in fact, the center? Yes. And then I need to calculate exactly where I'm putting the crop manager, because you can do multiple layers, but with undersoil it gets a little bit tricky. So we're gonna need to do some finagling to make this work. Off the rip, I feel like I should just get a ladder on the corner of this. Let's think about this. All right, so there's like a picture of how these work. The crop managers, how like what ranges they have. I'm not exactly sure if I can recall it off my brain, so I will need to grab the image off the wiki to do this probably. You can technically fit 3 layers of crops if you put one layer at the same layer as the crop manager, and then one directly below, and then one directly above. So let's say, I think the crop manager needs to be at this height. And then, does that look right to you guys, chat? And then technically I can put the other, yeah, then the other row of crops goes up here, I think is what the moral of the story is. And then let's immediately go up here and glass this all off so that way we don't have any explosions, because I am not looking to farm explosions today. And then I believe I can just put the battery buffer right here, face it downward, put the solar panel on that, and then put the battery in. That should fill up the basic crop manager with energy. I'm going to disable harvest for now. Turn on hydration, we don't have any water. So Cyclone, I do remember the bottom layer will not have, that is a good call, is what I'll say first. The bottom layer will not have sky access, and it does need that in order to do the essence berries passively. I will be adding water to this basic crop manager, which should do enough to allow these essence berries to grow on their own, quote unquote. So hopefully that's good. Need to get some food over here. Starving. I think we might want to do healing axe soon, or like figure out a long-term food solution, because this is not cutting it for me. It's a little too much downtime going on. Flamingo, sorry I didn't catch you there. 1190 Flamingo with a prime sub. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well today. Let's stack these up. Quick mukbang break, exactly. What do I need? What did I come over here to grab? Do I suffer from short-term memory loss? Probably. Hello, Orak. Thank you for the dink water. Cheers. Why not do lunchbox? Mostly because I'm lazy, but I definitely should do lunchbox. That is coming at some point. What did I come over here to do? Chat, am I silly? Oh, I just went to eat, I guess. That is it. My brain is off. I don't have any ladders, and I sure as hell am not crafting more. Maybe I'll go out later and just raid some from villages, because I cannot be caught dead making that recipe. Question, where did you get solar panel? With a loot bag, a crops loot bag. I guess, yeah, I should probably get some water tanks going. We have small wooden pipe. That's definitely more than enough water capacity. There is exactly one ladder in the chest. That is true. I'm just gonna ladder my way up for now. This is fine. We have ladder at home. Exactly. This guy gets it. Miguel gets it. All right, that is sufficient glass. Okay, I'm gonna go over this again just in case you guys do not play Greg Tech New Horizons. I know Orak doesn't. He's a personal friend of mine. Low voltage machines, any machine that takes electricity, like this low voltage battery buffer contains electricity, although I don't know if these actually explode to rain. I could be wrong. But this crop manager most definitely does. And if there is rain that hits an adjacent block, like any of these faces as well, that will cause the machine to explode. So we put glass over it so that way it does not explode but still has sunlight for the solar panel. For the 8V solar panel, you can use red alloy cable. It's like ULV superconductor. I don't know if I would ever need to wire up multiple ULV things, but we'll see, I guess. Wait a minute. Hold up. Please don't tell me. Chad, I forgot something very important here. I'm feeling a little stupid right now. Essence ore berries grow on top of cobblestone. So gotta redo all that. Good job. Good job, Nine. Hello, Tosh. How's it going? How are you today? Do we have cobble? Not a ton. Doing all right, Gregging. Let's go. You're back to it, Tosh. I'm doing well. I'm also Gregging. We just gambled a crazy gamble with a solar panel from a single. Actually, it was like a couple loot bags. I guess it's hard to count, but we officially have insane streamer RNG, I think. Gotta get your head in the game. I've got plenty of heads in the game. That was so not funny. Oh my god. It does occur to me that we are going to need to farm a lot of mob skulls, and by farm a lot of mob skulls, I probably mean kill myself over and over to mobs in order to farm my own skull. Because we need, let's do a quick calculation. 11 times 11 minus 9 times 2. What the hell is 11 times 11? It's probably like 121 or something. Equals 11 times 11. Yeah, 121. And then we can minus 9, subtract 9, which puts us at, why am I having trouble with this? 112 times 2 is 224. We need 224 skulls. Jesus. Hey, I was pretty quick on that mental math. You guys got me, though. Thank you. I appreciate you. Asian struggles to do math on stream. I don't think I was struggling. I think I was doing pretty good. Ah. Oh. There we go. game side. Game nothing. Which means that we will need more cobblestone. I think I might just take down this oreberry farm because this is really not doing me any good at this point. And I'll just repurpose all the cobble. Cada tem seu porque tem mais pouco pra contar. Hello, Hive Knight. How's it going? I've been salivating to catch the stream. That is a crazy verb to be using for one of my streams, but I appreciate that. I appreciate the drama. How are you doing, Hive Knight? And hello, Lennox, which is with a first time chat. Hello. Yes, you can. So press space and then equals, and then you can do any type of evaluation. Although I think there's some like float issues, like floating point issues that happen because, you know, it's programming. I don't know. I'm not a technical guy. I just know that they exist. I've also been waiting to try and catch you after finding your YouTube pretty recently. Well, I'm glad that you guys are here. I haven't released that YouTube video in a long time. Well, that Korea trip really, I think, got rid of some of my momentum, which I'm sad about. But we're still back. We're still alive. And I'm happy to see you guys. O amor tem sofrer, bom motivo pra cantar. Alright, let's try planting some of these bad boys. I mean, we might as well at this point. I want to see if the crop manager actually works. Which, it'll take a while, admittedly. Pedro se distrai a nascer. Let's grab that, and then we'll need some crop sticks, which we just got a good shipment of. He has that effect on me too. Oh, Orak. Orak and I have been playing Marathon a lot recently. Unfortunately, he hasn't given me his address, so I can't DDoS. I can't SWAT him right now, but I would if I could. Question about the vending machine next to my bed. I just updated my save to 2.9, but I can't find anything about it. You should be able to find the vending machine in NEI at least. I don't know if it has a quest. Oh, it does. It's been in there for a while. I'm wondering maybe what version of 2.9 did you update to? Because they're all like beta versions right now. So it's possible you updated to an older beta version. It's probably going to tell me it's missing a skull under it, yeah. This is just honestly huge news that we got the battery buffer. I'm still so amazed that our RNG, our streamer luck is that just that good. Put the sticks in the other hand. Oh my god, that's so smart. Why didn't I think about that earlier? Good job. It's a shame Summer Games Fest is like in half an hour, but I enjoy watching GTNH. I don't have the will to play it myself. Totally understand that. I loved watching Threefold's playthrough and Neurotic Goose's playthrough. The one piece of advice I would give is perhaps find a friend to play it with. I didn't start my playthrough until my friend Leaf started a playthrough with me. He was like, "Oh yeah, you should watch Threefold's videos." And then after a while, we were just like, "Fuck it, we should just do this." And we did, and we had a blast. And, you know that I've started content creating because of him. It's a funny world. I do think I'm gonna need to farm a lot of skulls. I'm not really sure. Chat, do you guys have any ideas on the fastest way to repeatedly die in order to farm out my own head? Hey, killer doggy, how's it going? Spike next to bed. I like where you're going. Break bedrock and fall through the world. I don't think I would. Well, maybe that would create a gravestone. I'm not sure. I'm worried about that not creating a gravestone though. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50 and we're just gonna, I'll replace this bottom layer on my own time. What I want to do right now is probably focus on putting in some water tanks so that way these can auto water my plants. That's probably the slowest thing right now. Spawn up high and fall damage. That's true. I could just put my bed really high and then die repeatedly. Let's I'll experiment with that on stream. I'm kind of curious. But let's do some more like logistics setting up, like making 2 more of those water tanks that we have over there to set up into that. And then we just need some more of these oak wood planks. See. All right, what is the recipe for those? Water tank. Water tank siding. Iron rods. There's an assembler recipe with glue. And while I like the idea, I have no way to get glue or molten rubber right now without crafting another machine, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna be a lazy little baby. Is there a steel version of this? No, there's cast iron and rubber pulp though. I think we're just gonna do this because I don't think iron and wood is super expensive for me at this point. We need 26 times 2, which is 52. 104 iron rods. Let's just pattern this all out. Low-key, very easy. Missing 238, 52. Okay. Do you know they changed the arc furnace in that it uses 1 amp always and no oxygen? There's no way. There's no way. That's gotta be fake. I don't believe you. I genuinely think you're trolling me. There's no way. What? 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 Wait, this might be gas. I don't get it. Chad, I don't get it. I don't even know what that implies, honestly, for the game balance. It's weirding me out. I don't even want to think about that. instant bug report. Like there's got to be something wrong with that, right? Yeah, I do. Let's talk about the arc furnace multi. There's a new structure, which I actually designed this structure. I'm very proud of this. What I did not design at all was the mechanics that go into it. And I've heard that the mechanics, I in the dev cycle, they did contact me and ask me about like some of the mechanics. And I gave some pointers that I thought that it might be a little too obscure and weird to use the new arc furnace. Um, I think I'm not going to enjoy working with this thing. There's a lot of weird mechanics that I think obscure the point of it and kind of obscure the fun part of it, but we'll see that down the line. We'll talk about that and I'll talk with the devs and figure out if we can work with it. But I would like you guys to know that I did not do any of the actual balancing of the machine. I simply made the structure. Although you can feel free to roast me for it anyway, I guess. Okay, that was very quick. There's all of our things we need for our water tanks. And we have wooden fluid pipe, so we should be good to go. Everybody roast 9. I mean, that's just what happens when we stream, right? It's just a 9 roast fest. I have streamer brain 24/7, so it's just like what is 9 doing next that he should not be doing? Me. All right, let's set up 1 and then 2 of these bad boys. Uh-oh, I think I did that wrong. Whatever. Close enough. And that should be 2 water tanks, which I think will probably be enough to like get water into this crop manager. I don't know that for a fact, but we'll figure it out soon. And I'll just need to hook up the pipes. Those are each making 10 liters of water per second. I don't know how this thing does its operations, but won't 1 water tank be enough? I have no clue. Genuinely. I have never used a crop manager in my life. Why does it have 199 water? Wait, isn't that a little too much? Should it only be at 100% water, not 200? And it's also not watering any of my other plants. Am I tweaking, chat? Am I tweaking? It'll do them all to full depth first. Okay, crop manager doubles water capacity in crop sticks and fertilizer too. That's cool. That's cool. So it's just like makes it faster than hand watering. Alrighty. I guess in this case, we should probably find a way on stream to get a bunch of skulls. Uh, I have a feeling that this is going to involve me killing myself repeatedly over the next couple of minutes. So bear with me, I guess, and don't let me forget to hit my bed. Otherwise, we're gonna have a very long and awkward walk home. Speeding down the back street, I'm trying you to ride on me. Okay, let's put some of this stuff back. How easy can you make boats or minecarts? I can get minecarts really easily from villager trading. Why do you ask? I'm kind of scared to know, honestly. What is he cooking? Anything else that I need to de-equip? I think we're good. All right, time to make the stairway to heaven. How many blocks do you guys think I need to go up to full kill myself? You can use entity cramming. That's funny. That would be very goofy. I don't think these are mob proof actually. Let's go for the dirt blocks instead. $25? Only 25? I think it works for most people at 3 to 4 stories. Actually, I'm gonna let you know right now that probably won't do it, and you'll probably just be in agonizing pain. So that's the moral of that story. That's all I'm gonna say there. I love this song. $23 for 1/2 a heart. Wait. I also have more hearts because of Pam's, right? So I might need to do like 50. I'm at Y27. Oh god, we're gonna have to go so high for this. I guess 2 stacks is fine. Does it scale like super linearly? The last song, let me see what the last song was. I don't remember what the name of it is. It's Love, comma of Money by Mavi, M-A-V-I. Good song. Fall damage is linear? Fuck. You said 24 for full kill, so I need to get to 48, which is where we're at right now. Let's go a couple more, just for, you know, just for the love of the game. All right, we bowl. It's promising. It's promising. Do you guys see a grave? Yep. Chat. This will be the method. All right, I am obviously not going to spend the next X amount of time gogging it up on stream. Well, you know, I might if you guys really fuck with it, but it's like golf, honestly. I'm kind of it's like it's like a challenge, you know, I gotta thread the needle, get one gravestone. What happens if I stack gravestones? Does second one spawn? I tabbed back in at an interesting time. Is there like gonna be some eternal consequences for killing myself over and over? Probably. Peak Garden of Grind gameplay. So, okay, if you guys don't know about this, there is a mode very famous of Greg Tech New Horizons where you play with literally nothing. You start in a void world with literally no blocks, and the first blocks that you make are you jumping into the void and dying and creating corpse dirt. So this is why we call it gogging or Garden of Grinding. This is like the strat that they use to generate dirt. But in this case, I'm using it to generate skulls, which is entirely different. Should have used this for ingredients. It's also generating a lot of raw human meat, you know, and that could be a, you know, a good protein source later down the line. Remember to illuminate that area or collect the heads. That's a great point. So I do believe skeletons can start spawning on those gravestones, so I want to get down there before nighttime and collect all that. Wait a minute. They added the new gravestone mod. Oh my god, life is so good. I got my torch back. Oh, I think they added a new gravestone mod, chat. One that puts the items directly back into your hotbar where they from whence they came. Hey Hecuba, how's it going? It's the first time I've seen Hecuba on Twitch. Sheesh. Oh, that was you. That was you. All right, there's 16 of Nine's head already. Not bad. Uh-oh, my bed is at the top of the spiral. Where's the themes? There we go. All 22 death points. Kill yourself with XP berries to go up. Oh, that's a great idea. Straight back from whence we came. All right, I think that's a good stream. Maybe I want to see my first XP ore berries grow. I don't know. What are we feeling? I want to check that these are actually growing. It's only watering one corner, maybe? I'm not sure. That much meat makes a lot of stew or hot dogs. Okay, okay. I don't have a kitchen yet. I have been woefully behind on my kitchen making. But yes, I will be doing this off stream to get all of the rest of the skulls we'll need to set up the rest of our essence ore berries. I want to check that everything is pish posh good and growing. I do see a couple of crops that are moving faster than it seems like the other crops are, so I think we're good. And yeah, I'm very happy with progress today. We've done a lot. We've done a lot of good stuff. I forgot my bed. I'm gonna leave it up there because I'm probably gonna do it. I just wanted to reset the day cycle. I don't know how is it choosing which crops to water? This seems entirely random. Are you guys seeing this? That is so funny. Just like it just chooses whatever it feels, I guess. I would check inside the crop manager to see if it actually harvests. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. I guess we can keep farming heads and setting them up until we get our first couple of harvests, just to check that it works. Maybe the quest for the crop manager says how much it needs. That's good. Crop manager. I think it should like catch up after a while. Try putting a lily pad on top so it isn't annoying to walk on. It doesn't say anything about the amount of water, actually. That is kind of weird. In C2 Base, this is The Bug Collector by Haley Hendricks. That's what it is. It's good, very, very good song. I do think it depends very highly on the amount of crops that you're using, so that's probably why there isn't like a flat rate designated somewhere. Ultra Healing Giant Skeleton of Darkness, Weber Gravity, Vengeance Choke, Cloaking, Wither, Sapper, Regen, Darkness. Okay. One millibucket per operation per crop. Because it applies water to maintain a constant hydration level, then continuously spraying 10 to 50 millibuckets per second depending on crop size and configuration. So technically, I think I'll need 3 more of those water tanks if I really wanted to keep up. Or I could dip into Thaumcraft and get a thirsty tank, which I'm not really sure how hard that would be right now. Damn, I'm gonna be doing this so much in my own time. This is crazy. The amount that I need to do this, I literally need to jump 200 times in order to get all the skulls that I need. That is so silly. This is peak gameplay, in fact. Is there a better way to get some other type of mob's skull? Or is this just the easiest way at my point? So chat, you guys come here often or? What's the longest bender you've been on? It's a good question. What is a bender? Because I probably haven't been on one. I don't. It involves alcohol, right? Probably. I don't drink a lot. Uh, I only drink when it's tasty. That's pretty much it. Like I went to Korea, I went to a couple bars, I do like Jaeger bombs. I love Jägermeister. That's a little. I love the medicinal taste. I had a melon cocktail, a melon creamsicle cocktail in Korea, and that shit was so good. Longest bender you've ever been on? I think in college, I was having like a small Halloween party in my dorm with a couple of people, and we had a bottle of Pink Whitney, and I think I drank like 3/4 of it, and I woke up drunk, and it was so terrible. It was so bad. Like I woke up and everything was spinning after sleeping for like 8 hours, and that's when I knew that I was just over. I've heard of Malort, actually. I've heard that it's diabolical, actually. How are we doing on growth? 74%. All right, we're almost there to our first harvest. Longest bender on GTNH. Oh, I had so many benders in my gate world. It was ridiculous. I don't know why. I think I had like 96 multi-block benders. I only like fruity drinks. I fuck with fruity drinks heavy. Shirley Temples. Also, I get it. I have a very big soft spot for that like cherry liqueur, the maraschino cherry taste. Oh my god, that stuff so good. All right, I think I need to keep doing that later, so I'm just gonna keep that there. Let's go grab our shovel. Drinks with coconut. What do you mean by drinks with coconut? Because that is an illuminating statement that I had not experienced before. What is an example of a drink? Yeah, yeah. All 46 death points. Pina colada. Okay, okay. I should have known that. Hadn't had double helix. Mine has single helix of genetic decay. Yeah. Let us see if this is actually harvesting crops. I think we're almost at that time. We should be. 84%. Not quite. Crop deplete every 12 seconds. It's both the same. Takes 40 minutes technically to complete. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Damn it, I need to sleep, but my bed is all the way up there. I do it to myself. What was the inspo for GTNH soundtrack? That's a fantastic question. I grew up with Tron. Tron Legacy is like my favorite soundtrack ever. One of these days I'll go and show off my vinyl collection. My older brother got me the Tron Legacy vinyl, which is very cool. It is very, very cool. So that's like a huge inspiration. Obviously, C418, I wanted the material to reflect the the original stuff is very important to me. The original feel of Minecraft soundtrack. There's some very special things that it does, namely, it's good at being light and happy and kind of goofy sometimes. And I think that really offsets those really epic, quiet, dramatic moments that it has as well. Um, I also love Destiny 2 soundtrack. You probably hear that in the most recent one that I still haven't gotten approved for the pack yet. Where's the bed? There we go. There's a lot of different stuff that goes into it. What about you? What do you guys what soundtracks am I sleeping on that I should be listening to? Someone said Risk of Rain and Halo 2. Orak, my homie, said that it sounded like Risk of Rain. FTL. Oh, I've heard of FTL. I might need to play that at some point. I've heard good things. Batman for the NES. Shovel Knight. Alright, let's be honest, chat. I don't think I'm using this raw human meat. Whatever. I'll just make another drawer, whatever. Original Binding of Isaac. Ooh. So, Annie, you showed me Transistor OST a while ago. I did like that one. Let's grab just like a hopper that honestly might be able to work for these essence berries. Batman for NES is that's a niche pick. This is the best Kendrick song. Well, yeah, probably. I'm just gonna hope that that works. If it doesn't, then whatever, bro. Okay, technically, it seems like we've harvested our first essence berry. Oh my god, it worked! It worked! We have fully passive essence berries. Oh my god. Life is so good, chat. This technology is going to set us forward into the future. I need to show you guys something on my single player world. I did something diabolical the other day. Yesterday, I made a fully passive XP berry crafter using my favorite piece of technology, the good old boat clock. Is it working right now? Okay, no, I think it's not. I need to wait until that's pressed, and then I'll lever. I think I might have fucked it up, actually. Okay, so we have 3 buckets. The boat allows the buckets to leave the crafting bench into here, get replenished into here, and then this hopper is locked until everything... Okay, the long story short, there's a problem with this thing in that the input is the same inventory as the output. So if you just have something always extracting from this auto crafting bench, it'll start pulling the XP buckets from the crafting bench, and that's a problem. So I made this little circuit here with this really dumbass boat clock, so that way it would stop pulling the XP buckets from the crafter and would be able to do its own thing. I also am using this Project Red block placer and feeding essence berries into that. And then I'm using like a very basic clock like this to just place those into this ULV fluid tank. So we will set this up sometime soon because this takes 0 power and very passively turns all of our essence berries into dust, which I'm very excited for. Let's get back to the world. I think I'm gonna call stream there. I'm very happy with our progress. I'll keep filling out the farm as we go. But yeah, today was great. We got our first low voltage machines, all the way up to our assembler, which is huge. That's a lot of progress. And then we gambled a solar panel and battery buffer from the crops loot bags, which we are now using to passively farm our essence berries. This is so good on so many levels. Very excited. Let's go find somebody to raid, and then I'll say my normal stuff. Let's see, who is playing GTNH right now? Ghost Hef, that's new. Mr. Purple, I recognize. Deviant, dude, there's like so many people playing GTNH right now. Let's go raid Ghost Death, who I've never raided before. And then I will say the stuff that I normally say. Namely, reminder to be kind to yourself and others, do the best you can, and go experience life as much as you can. Sometimes I get lost, and I remember that it's hard to feel real unless I'm living a life worth living. And that means going out, taking walks, seeing my friends, doing things that I wouldn't do, being tired at the end of the day. That's all it means. Nothing crazy. I will see you guys on the flip side, and let's go give Ghost Death as much love as we can. Peace, everyone.